because I just got done taking the dog for a walk and I am tired. Very long walk. We went and saw the horse first. And gave her some wormer. I use a very specific kind. The vet that recommended it basically said it's the kind that takes care of everything. So 4 times a year she gets the same kind of wormer. She hates it, so I've got to trick her into doing it. It comes in a tube, and you got to make it so it there's a screw on the thing so you can actually plunge it as far as it has to go, the plunger, and you just stick it in her mouth and hit the plunger before she can do anything. And she's pretty much doing this. One year she spit it all out, and I was pissed because I had to go back and get another tube and then go through the whole rigmarole to get her to. Normally you take their heads up and then you do it so they have to swallow it. Today she wasn't doing that, so I got her. Good. She's not happy. Anyway, just wanted to sit around and talk to you guys a little bit. I addressed the drama today and there are times when you're going to see me delete lives because there's really no reason for them. It's just me ranting, and what's the point? Someone asked me about Carrie Hart because she was listed as an executive producer on Luca and Soul for Pixar. But there's a lot going on with her. We will go and we will check all this out. Let's go through this and let's find IMDb. I'll go to Google, IMDb Pro. No, I do not want to do that. I want to go here. No, I want to go to IMDb Pro. Stop doing that to me. All right, so we'll talk about Carrie Hart. As we know, she was basically the fall guy, I think, for Solo. And because Solo lost, what, 200... What the heck? Okay, here we go. All right, let's find her. So let's go through this. I gotta close these out first. It's very interesting because she went from working actually at a nonprofit that helped minorities get write scripts to working with Ryan Johnson, but damn drop boxes. It appears that is no longer what's going on. So let me flip this over. Here it is. This is her in development, Rift War cycle. True Love. This movie is being filmed, and it's the one with Gareth Edwards. Okay. Here's Luca. And there's Soul. She was on Borat and the last Lucasfilm movie. Now, they don't list Solo, a Star Wars story, but I swear to God she was on that. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That wasn't that good. $317 million budget. That one was way over budget. Let's see. So, she's not working with Ryan Johnson anymore. But funny enough, she's working with Gareth Edwards. And this is what she's got going. Okay, now, let's see, what is this about? And they hired some new guy. So, Allison Janney, she's kind of a bitch, by the way. She was crowing about how great it was she never had a family. This woman's kind of a cunt. We got all this going on, and so this is the cast. I don't know what it is at all. But if you guys want to see what the Acolyte's doing, okay, look at that. Okay, whatever. Okay, here we go. So let's go here. So we've got Leslie Headland, casting director, no one else. And let's see where it went. So it was way down here. Now it was back here in March. So this is the 1 year thing. And it's, I don't understand what this means, but I don't. Release date not announced. So it's not, this show is not happening. Let's go to Amanda what's her nuts. I'm sure that little bitch is happy I called her that. I don't care. Now, let's go to Star Meter. I don't know what the Star Meter is. Movie Meter. Her Star Meter's not that great. But that's it. They're not showing the coordinator or production coordinator. All it is or the art director. So it's just Leslie Headland, the art director, the casting director, and the production coordinator. That's it. That's all. So, I don't know. As far as I can tell, I think, Carrie Hart has let Lucasfilm go. They fired her. And she was let go because of the backlash surrounding The Last Jedi. And I think probably because what happened was Kennedy said, well, she approved the script. How that goes. And I'm pretty sure if you asked Mark Hamill, he wouldn't feel bad for the girl. Everybody knows Last Jedi was Kennedy's fault. So Gareth Edwards is making that True Love movie. Let's see what Ruin Johnson's doing. Unless he's just doing Knives Out. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here. Look what's still up here, though. Untitled Gene Kelly film gag. But look, he's got all these up. He hasn't taken them down. It's like, let's see if I can edit this. Should I see if I can do it? Nah. So, really, everybody who's had involvement with TLJ's either moved on or gone to, or, basically, gone to despair, it looks like. I mean, the fact that Ryan Johnson has not taken his trilogy off there just shows hubris as far as I'm concerned. I mean, what else could you say to that? Anyway, so, but let's actually do something else now. Hollywood Reporter. Do. Reporter.com. It's actually my favorite rag. Okay. Kenobi. Because I want to talk to you guys about this article. I'm going to read this to you. I'm going to look through it. We have an ad for a TV show. I really fucking don't care. Anyway, so this is the article, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Maul scenes cut, Luke Skywalker replaced during creative overhaul. Who cares about that? Darth Maul, a chief antagonist of Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi, who first appeared Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is not expected to appear in the series, but sources tell Hollywood Reporter not only was the key Sith Lord initially slated to return to live-action Disney series as a key villain, actor Ray Park was in active prep to reprise Maul. Guys, remember, he was going through some shit online too, so they might have something to do with it. That, however, was before those scenes were scrapped to make creative overhaul that ultimately saw other antagonists, including Darth Vader, added to the show. Hossein Amini, the original writer, the writer that Favreau fired, was the original writer who worked with director Deborah Chow on the 6-episode series. Okay. And while it was reported that pre-production paused in early 2020 because Lucasfilm was unhappy with the scripts, the reasoning behind the pause was a little more layered. According to sources, Chow showed the scripts to Star Wars stewards Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, who were coming off the success of The Mandalorian, freshly launched in November 2019, and deep into the work on season 2. All right, this doesn't make, this right here is stupid, right here, see that? They weren't happy with the scripts because, now read this, sources note that Filoni and Favreau were concerned about Obi-Wan covering similar ground in The Mandalorian. Really. And the lone wolf and cub-like story of Kenobi coming out of hiding to protect child-age Luke Skywalker. Maul was one of the villains who would participate in the hunt for the pair. Vader was nowhere to be found in this faraway in this faraway galaxy at this stage, according to those with knowledge of the project. Also, Filoni and Favreau pushed Chow in the show to go bigger. Where was Kathleen Kennedy in that part? In any case, those concerns made their way to Lucasfilm head Kathleen Kennedy. I can't say anything, I'm just, whatever. Pressed the pause button. Joby Harold was eventually hired as the show's new writer. Yeah, she pressed the pause button because Favreau was like, "You're fired, dude." To Hossein Amini. It is unclear how far along in the process things initially unraveled. A boy was chosen to play young Skywalker, but no scenes with him were ever shot. As far as Park's Mall goes, the picture is more cloudy. One source says Park was on set for pre-production and was also involved in stunt training. The other source says footage of Park may have been shot, although another source says it could have been test footage. Whatever the case, Park is back as Maul, or so he believed. The overhaul, however, Maul was written out. One source says it was Filoni that conceptually keyed in a way for Vader to be brought back as the big baddie with the Grand Inquisitor. Okay, here's the deal. This is my problem. One source says that it was Filoni that conceptually keyed in on a way for Vader to be brought back as the big bad with the Grand Inquisitor, a character made popular by Filoni in the animated series Star Wars Rebels. There are people within the fandom that insists they're huge Star Wars fans who don't know who the fuck the Grand Inquisitor is. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Okay,
will include plenty of familiar faces.
What the flying?
One Star Wars fan favorite will be noticeably absent.
There, go away. Holy shit. I hate that. The overhaul also led...
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Paris, and I have an important question for anyone with arthritis.
I'm sorry. I hate that shit. I hate that. Lucasfilm source contradicted the account, saying Maul was never intended to return to the series, nor did Park come to the set. I don't believe that part of it. The overhaul also led to a new search for a young Skywalker, and a new actor was picked. The THR has learned the new Luke is Grant Feely, whose only credit, according to IMDb, is an episode of Creepshow. Maul stands as one, the more popular, blah, blah, blah. First trailer, Kenobi, was launched March 9th, gave viewers a look at McGregor back as Obi-Wan, as well as a glimpse of young Luke Skywalker and Uncle Lars, played by Joe Edgerton. One of the key pieces of music, John Williams' classic score, including Duel of the Fates, which has been used during a Maul-centric lightsaber duel in 1999's The Phantom Menace, and saw Maul meet his match at the hands of Obi-Wan Kenobi. As of March 14th, 4:46 p.m., yesterday, Lucasfilm source stating Ray Park did not come to the set of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, let's turn this off now. So we got figured out where dipshits Ryan Johnson is, where dipshit, where Carrie Hart is, what Gareth Edwards is doing. You know, I don't know what Chuck Wendig is doing, and I'm not going to go look. But that was an interesting little thing, and I know someone asked about it. So I thought I might as well just go look and show you guys what IMDb Pro really looks like. Now we got this thing that I kind of wanted to read to you guys about Kenobi. That sentence, I'll have to go back and I'll read it to you. I'm not going to go in. I'm not gonna read it to you. I'm gonna read it to you. I'm not gonna show it. I want to read that back because it's very important that you guys hear it. I want to read that part about Filoni and Favreau because that, to me, is the most... What the hell? Okay, Ewan McGregor. All right. Now it's saying it's not found. Basically, there was a line in this that basically stated that Chow didn't go to Kathy Kennedy. She went to Favreau and Filoni. When you read the article, and I've actually tagged it in other videos. Here we go. We'll find it. I don't want the video. I want the story. Basically, they said that she said the writer said that Chow went to Favreau and Filoni, not Kennedy. Why would she go to Favreau and Filoni and not the big boss? I mean, Kenobi was Kennedy's big show, right? Okay. See, this tells me, and I talked to Cameron about this, that Favreau and Filoni, I mean, it even says in the story that this has happened, that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are now running the franchise. Okay, it didn't have to say it out loud, but the fact is that the story calls them the stewards of Star Wars. Okay, all right, why? Because Kennedy's not in charge anymore. And it happened a long time ago. Let me preface this with, it would not surprise me at all, you guys, if Iger was the one that pulled all this, okay? He doesn't ever talk about Kennedy. He's never said a word about her. He didn't mention her in his Me book, all right? It would not surprise me at all. He didn't mention her, but here we are. He was the one that set all this stuff up so it would happen the right way. This is something very interesting for everybody to take a good hard look at. And the reason is because she's not in charge anymore. And that's what that story says. That came out because Bob Chapek, and everybody knows that Hollywood Reporter is his mouthpiece. Bob Chapek said, this has to go out. Okay. It's subtle. All right, you have to have a subtle mind to understand what's going on. I'm really interested in seeing what else happens. After working in politics and seeing stuff go on in the Hill newspaper and the other rags that report on the Hill, it's very interesting to me that basically the same kind of crappy PR is going on with Lucasfilm. That's what this is. This is political. This isn't PR. This is explaining what's going on at Lucasfilm. And you have to be not necessarily an industry insider. I'm not. I'm a housewife. Okay? I just happen to have a pretty big career before I got married that I gave up. Happily, I might add. All right? I don't like the idea of getting ulcers. I already got high blood pressure from working in politics. But it's practiced eye. When you see it, you recognize it. And I recognize it. So, what can we expect? We can expect, be very honest, Kennedy getting kudos. Okay, we will. We'll see it. We can expect to see her being celebrated because this is the last hurrah for her. Okay, for Star Wars. Okay, she's done, and they're giving her okay, you can say face bitch thing, and that's what's happening. And I don't look. I said earlier today, I don't know when they're going to cut the cord with her, but I got a feeling it's going to be happening sooner rather than later. Okay, look, if Doomcock was right, and she had a meeting with Susan Arnold, whom I'm sure she thought would be an ally, and Susan Arnold said, "Get the fuck out of my office." She wouldn't say it that way, but you know what I'm saying. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. It didn't go well. Okay, it didn't go well. It's very interesting to me how this is happening. And I'm not concerned, all right? I'm going to give you a word of advice. If you have a knee-jerk reaction to every stupid thing that Jason Ward posts, every stupid thing that comes out in Entertainment Weekly, which is a PR magazine, that's it. That's all it is. There's no depth to it. Okay, all right. And morons consume that shit like crack and thinking they're actually getting a story. They're not. It is designed by Disney and the studios through PR to give you the story they want you to hear. Okay? It is not news. It is not the truth. It's PR bullshit. Okay? It is. So I'm not going to freak out about that. It is very interesting to me going forward where this is going to go. And as far as the black pills crying about Obi-Wan giving Luke a toy, Luke knew who he was. I mean, look, have you guys even ever watched Star Wars? Do you remember when Leia's message came out of R2 and she said General Kenobi? And he said, does she mean Ben Kenobi? Luke knew Ben. Luke knew who he was. So the idea that Ben Kenobi would give him a toy doesn't really bother me. It only bothers people who have no comprehension, the memory of a goldfish, and who just want it to suck. Okay, it's narcissism on one end, and it's just luck. I mean, I gotta say, some of these guys, I know why they're single. No one wants to hang out with that shit. Nobody. Okay, again, I'm a realist. I have a the glass is half full, optimist. Glass is half empty, pessimist. That's a glass of water is a realist. Hey, Jonathan. So when I look at people bitching about something like that, or the fact that the Inquisitor didn't look quite right, I'm like, is that it? Are we actually going back to the same fucking nitpicking that George had to work through when he was making the prequels? Stop it. You're pissing me off. Okay? This is why I tell people, if you are online and you have someone who's harassing you over a difference of opinion, block that person. Get them out of your life. Okay? You know, I had a good friend stalked into a chat last night. I don't like that shit. Okay? I've been harassed. I've had people make videos about me wanting me to go on their site so they could beat me up. It's like, fuck you, I'm not gonna go do that. You go and play over in your sandbox and leave mine alone. How's that? That's how you've got to be anymore on YouTube. Okay? That's how you got to be on YouTube. All right? It's just, you know, it makes people depressed. You know, look, we live in a world where information changes on a dime. Okay? And it's very interesting to me watching how people go from believing one thing to another thing. Okay? How people, you know, they don't know how to discern. It's like this. People ask me why I'm not going to take sides in the Ukrainian thing. It's because I know enough about Zelensky and that government. It's kleptocracy. I'm not going to get involved. No American should get involved. And if you're such an idiot that you got to go there and fight the big bad Russians, go right ahead. Buy into the propaganda. Buy into the bullshit. I'm staying here, and I want our military to stay here. There's no reason. It's not our fight. Okay? Not our fight. And it shouldn't have been going on anyway, and it's our fault. But I've explained the history of that. Okay? That's why is I don't look at, you know, the ghost of Kiev is a bullshit story. It doesn't happen. That guy doesn't exist. Okay? And there are others that are just, it's like, that didn't happen. Okay? That didn't happen. So stop it. Okay? You have to be smarter than that. And this story in EW is just a Kathy Kennedy. Okay, Kathy, you can talk about it if you want. Here you go. Here's your PR. But that's all it is. It's meaningless. It's trying to get people worked up to see Kenobi. I'm going to tell you something. This knee-jerk reaction to her by the black pills is the reason why I would not have had her in front of the camera or interviewed. Because look at them now. People who know better too. Okay? They instantly believe the worst, and it's like, I can't say anything. I can't say anything. Okay. The story in Hollywood Reporter is very subtly saying basically that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are now in charge. Okay. All Kennedy really has is Indy 5. All right. And when I looked at a lot of this stuff, I surmise that Harrison Ford actually is the producer of this. He's not gonna get any kudos for it. He's not gonna get credit. But I tell you something, where was she? Was she absent mom again? Was she? All right. And then, where was she when they wrapped filming? Because her husband did not show her anywhere. All we've got is that picture of her from Galaxy's Edge wearing a winter coat, the same exact outfit she wore in England a year ago, June, when they first started filming Indy 5. You guys do the math on that. Okay, because that picture is just the most confusing thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay. Anyway, I'm sitting here going whatever now, but getting worked up about her showing up in EW just shows how stupid people are anymore, and how dumb the internet has made smart people. Okay. I don't get it. I don't understand it. To me, it's unfathomable to be this upset about an article in a PR rag that absolutely said nothing. You know, I don't know. I mean, is it, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I gotta go. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll go on for an hour. So anyway, that's going on. And I gotta address people. There are people out there that are big Star Wars fans that have never seen the Clone Wars. They've never read any of the books, and I mean the EU. And I look at them and I go, you don't know who the Inquisitors are. Never seen Rebels. But anytime something from canon shows up that is from Clone Wars or Rebels, they have a shit fit. What do you say to that? What do you do? All right, we're dealing with people who are intellectually lazy, uncurious, and you know, the complaint is, well, I don't have time. It's like, you don't have, at the end of the day, 40 minutes to watch a Clone War, or no, 25 minutes to watch a Clone Wars episode. You don't. You don't have 25 minutes to watch World Between Worlds to understand what Doomcock is saying when he's talking about it. See, you know what? People say that to me. I look at them as illegitimate. All right, they're illegitimate sources. And here's the thing. There are Star Wars sites, Lore Master, Thor Skywalker, Eckhart's Ladder, Getsley's. Hey, Darth, Silicious. Oh, hi, Zelfred. Interesting new name. That are way bigger than the sites bitching about Kenobi. That will actually give you information about, you know, legends and canon. And Thor Skywalker does separate legends from canon, and I give him shit for it. But Lore Master is one of the people that says, yeah, they're getting rid of the sequel trilogy. You can tell. Okay. These guys do a better job talking about Star Wars than our own people do. All right? You know, the people that go on other people's channels do. All right? They take the time to look everything up. They have the books. They have the guides. Okay? If you're going to have a Star Wars channel and you have never seen Clone Wars, so you don't know where the reference is coming from, or Rebels, oh man, Darth, you don't really have a leg to stand on intellectually, to me, in my opinion. Excuse me, gotta do this. To me, it's amazing that the audience on YouTube lets people get away with that. You know? How can you be a Star Wars fan and have never seen Clone Wars? For a long time, that was the only thing we had. That and the books. Mazers. Maze, you know, I have had a runny nose all year long for well over a decade. It just is there. I don't know where it comes from. It could be an allergy, but I don't know. And it's annoying. I don't know what it is. Anyway, but you know, and it's something. Hey, Mattuine, how are you? I haven't seen you in a long time. So I'm pretty convinced now, just by reading that Hollywood Reporter article, that Kennedy is no longer in charge of Star Wars as a franchise. Because they said it without saying it. Deborah Chow didn't take the scripts that Hussein Amini wrote to Kennedy. Deborah Chow took them to John and Dave. There you go. Okay, that's huge. That's absolutely effing huge. Okay, that is something that cannot be overlooked or undervalued here. Okay, I don't look at that and go, oh well, whatever, And then it goes on to say that Kennedy paused it. Kennedy paused it because John Favreau probably said, I'm pausing it. All right, we can't do this. This is too much like Mando. So, he paused it, and there you go. Okay, and it just tells me that they gave credit to Kennedy, but she wasn't the one that said it. Why would Deborah Chow show those two the scripts when Kennedy was, doing the chicken dance on the stage at D23, cackling about the great script she had? Really? Really? Okay. Anyway, so there you go. I mean, that's basically what's going on here. And Carrie Hart, it looks like she's moved on. Ryan Johnson's looks like he's got a biography of Gene Kelly that I actually think is happening. I think they already cast somebody as him, which I'm not watching that. They're going to destroy him. They're going to destroy one of the greatest dancers and figures in Hollywood. Why would you ever let Ryan fucking Johnson anywhere near the biography of Gene Kelly? Or maybe he's gonna say, well, he was gay. I've only heard that from some people who peddle in rumor. I don't know, okay? There's a story about Cary Grant and Randolph Scott, and it's like, I really think there are a lot of people that peddle in gossip that don't understand men can have friendships. Well, they lived with each other, so you can't have a roommate. All right? When you start doing that shit, you're not an SJW, you're sounding like one. Okay? Gotta watch that kind of rumor mongering. Okay? Because like I said, women like Jane Campion like to use homosexuality to attack masculinity. Okay? They don't care about gays. They don't have any affection for their gay friends. They want to use that behavior to attack straight white males and to attack icons of masculinity like the cowboy and the Old West and, movie stars. All right? As far as I can remember, Gene Kelly was married to Sid Charisse, I think. She was a fantastic dancer. I think she's probably the best dancer in Hollywood history. All right. Her and Vera Ellen go toe-to-toe. But I think he was married to Sid Charisse, so it's like, I don't know where you're getting the rest of that stuff. Until we get direct evidence and not hearsay, I caught people, telling lots of stories about people when it's like Marlene and Dietrich and, oh God, a Swedish actress, what was her name? Shit. Oh, Queen Christina. I can't remember. Oh, Campion's just a frickin' bitch. She really is. What was Sam Elliott supposed to say? Oh, I thought it was great. Thank you for trashing a genre that I've mastered. I mean, look at him. Does he look like the kind of guy that would be happy with this? The only time I've ever seen that behavior traded fairly in a muscular way was the movie Tombstone. Jason Priestley's little gay marshal, town marshal. And, he is basically, and I'll tell you something, the cowboys were the liberals. They're sitting around mocking him, but he was their friend. It was just very interesting how they handled it, because he suddenly realized that what was going on was wrong. Okay? I'll tell you a story about the Old West. It has something to do with the 7th Cavalry when it was, I think, out in Kansas, and they were in garrison, and there was a washerwoman that was married to, supposedly, to one of the guys. And the person would wash the soldiers' uniforms. The washerwoman dies. And of course, back then they did embalm people. Found out the washerwoman was a man. Okay? The guy that person was with committed suicide. So shit like that happened. But it wasn't, when you present it the way Campion did, it's a fuck you to men. She's very much got an issue with men in general. But I noticed a lot of British and Australian women really hate men, really do. I'm not kidding. I mean, it's, there's a reason why Diana, the Princess of Wales, got so much publicity. Okay, it's because she was their martyr. Okay, and there it is. Anyway, guys, I'm doing a pork loin with sauerkraut today for dinner, and spätzle and green beans. So I gotta get that thing going. I gotta get it into the pot and get it seared and get it, with all of its other stuff that's got to go in there. So I gotta go, and if anything happens or I see anything in Variety or Deadline or whatever, I'll let you guys know. Oh, spätzle is great, Mazer. And I make a pretty good one. I'm going to sear the pork loin and let it cook in beer and bratwurst, okay, and other things. So, this will be great. But anyway, I gotta go. You guys have a good afternoon. Anything happens, I'll be back. And remember, if someone's stalking you all over the internet, just to troll you and harass you and bully you, block them. And then they don't live in you don't. They're dead to you. Okay, just remember that they are dead to you. We should not be giving up YouTube to a bunch of nuts. Okay, that'll work itself out. Trust me. The universe has something special for them. All right, what you put out there, you get back. I'll see you guys around the galaxy.